Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Rand. I'm one of the sales agents here at Crystal Payroll, working from the Auckland office. So thank you everyone for your time today, and I'm so sorry about the delay. What I'm going to do today is I'm just going to briefly go through the Crystal Payroll system. And show you a little bit about what it does and everything like that, and then we'll collect all the questions and we'll go through the questions at the end. Hopefully there's not too much of a lag between the computer and what I'm saying. Sometimes that tends to happen with demos, but we'll go through all the questions in the end. So what I've done here is I've just logged into crystalpayroll.com. So it is based on the cloud, so you can log in from any device. It is also mobile friendly. And if I just click onto login on the top right hand corner, you would log in as an employer or as a business partner. So I'm just going to log in as a business partner. All looks the same. And this is the Crystal Payroll home screen. So here it's got the 4 options down the left. We've got the processor pay, report settings, employee settings, and company settings. So I'm going to work upwards. I'm going to work through the company settings first. So if I just click into company settings, I'm going to hop into the payroll settings. So this is where you get your account set up initially. So you don't need to worry about this too much. When you do sign up, you normally receive a 1-hour training session, and they help you to get your account set up. And you don't really need to jump back into here too much unless you've got any significant changes that happen. So you've got your IRD, your company's IRD number, who the payroll person is, what your pay frequency is. So you can also set that up as a multi-pay frequency if you've got some people on a weekly and some people on a fortnightly. And then you just put in your physical payment date, and you've got your pay slip format as well. So you can kind of customize your pay slip as to how detailed you want it to be. You can also choose to show how much sick leave or annual leave your employees have got left. So depending on what you like to show them. If you just click onto more payslip options, you can also put in a special message or show the employee's address. So if you've got anything in particular you want to do, you can just customize that from there. And then you've got your payday filing settings. So our system automatically sends over your payday filing information to the IRD. So when you first sign up, you'd come into here and you'd click on to set authentication. When you set authentication, that will redirect you to the MyIR website, and then you just authorize Crystal Payroll to do your payday filing. And I've enabled it to be automatic, so every time you process a pay, it's going to send over that information to the IRD. To be compliant with the payday filing. I've also put it, you can select it if you want it to be 0 days, 1 day, or 2 days. So the maximum can be 2 days. And I put it on 2 days, and that just gives you 2 days in case somebody comes back or there's any errors or anything like that that you need to fix up. So 2 days gives you a little bit of space. So that's the general settings part, and you've got the leave settings. So this is already being pre-populated to what the standard is. But if you've got something that's different, you might do 5 weeks of annual leave or something like that. You can put that into here, and that just rolls over for everyone under your company. So I've just been put it onto what the standard is according to the Act. And then you can also enable other special types of leaves if you needed to, long service leave, special leave, wellness leave, birthday leave, or anything like that. We've also got an overtime pay setting. So for example, if you do pay time and a half after a certain threshold, so maybe after they do their 40 hours per week, you might start paying time and a half, or you might start paying double after they do 50 hours, or whatever it may be. You can get that all set up into here. We've also got the HR settings. So it's quite a basic HR settings that comes built into the system, but I've just activated that so I can go through that as well. And then there's the advanced settings, which is just to kind of summarize this, it's just to kind of set up how you want your timesheet to look like. So for example, if you want your employees to put in their own working hours, or if you want your employees to put in their start finish hours, or you're going to put in their start finish hours, or you just put in their total per day. IRD ideally encourages you to do the start finish hours just for more detailed tracking, but if you wanted to just put in their total hours, you can do that as well. Cool. So that's pretty much it for the company settings. The next one I'm going to hop into is the cost centers. So ideally, what you'll do here is if you with your accounting package, you'll align it so that the two can integrate together. So you've got your account code, so that is what will line up with the accounting package, and then you can get that set up. You can set up your different branches, jobs, job types, jobs, departments, or branch. Okay, and so you can get that all set up into here. You can get that all set up into here. Sorry, just give me one moment. Cool. And if I just move on to the import export, so this is where you'll be able to set up the import to the accounting system from here, and you can also set up set up general ledger codes to align in with Reckon. And then we can also import from data import from data import. So you can also do, if you've got like a time clocking system, you can also integrate that into Crystal Payroll as well, and that will just automatically load over your information. So that's pretty much it for the company settings. The next one I'm going to hop into is the employee settings. So here we've got a list of all the current employees. So if I just click onto Joe Johnson, the general details is the section that the IID ideally wants you to have all this information on hand. So it's just pretty much their details such as their first name, last name, contract type. You can also set up their pay frequency from here as well. So if they're monthly, fortnightly, or weekly, or if you've got everyone on a weekly, that's all right. Who they report to, and just all that information into here. If I just scroll down a little bit, I'm just going to leave this page on for a minute. So we've got the other details section. So from the other details, this is where you'd set up their IID number and their tax code, their payment method. So you'd put in their bank account number into here. And then the default hours. So you can set up their default hours from here to pre-populate the timesheet. Sorry about that. And then you've got your wage and salary. So the wage and salary, it is date effective. So for example, if you had the conversation with one of your employees that they are due to be getting a pay rise as of a future date, so as of, let's say, next year, after the Christmas break. So when you've had that conversation, you can just put that into the system here, put in the date it is effective for, and that will automatically roll over even if it does fall mid-cycle of your pay cycle as well. You can also set up different job pay rates from here. So for example, if you've got an employee that does two different jobs, you can also set up two different jobs with two different pay rates and select from whichever one they worked. And then you've got your KiwiSaver, so you can set up their KiwiSaver from here. And then you've got the default entitlement section from here. So if I just click on that, that looks exactly the same as how it did in the company settings. So this one is individual to each employee. So for example, if only this employee has negotiated that maybe they have 5 weeks of annual leave, or they do pay as you go 8%, this is where you set it up individual to each employee. And then here's where you can set up the entitlement given as well. Under the other details, you can also set up their child support payments if they've got child support payments, regular allowances, regular deductions, tax arrears, and payroll giving. So you can set that up individual to each employee under their other details as well. And then you've got the internet access button. So So first I'll talk about if we've got a specific package called Crystal Manager. So that's an additional package that you can purchase to go with Crystal Payroll. So you can still allow. So if we'll say, for example, if you don't buy that package, you can still give your employees internet access, but that doesn't allow them to put in their own leave requests or put in their timesheets. It only allows them to download their reports. But if you if you purchase Crystal Manager, it allows your employees to have login on their end, and it is also mobile friendly, so it's quite easy for them to put in their own timesheet hours. They can submit their claims and expenses, submit their leave into that, and then download all their timesheets as well. And once they obviously log in, they can change their password around after you've given them this email. Otherwise, the system can automatically send the payslip by email as well. So just going back into employee settings and under termination. So the system will look after your final pay calculation for you. So if I just click onto one of my employees, so I'll put in their final pay, the day of the last working day. I can also put in a reason, so I could say resigned or due to something or whatever the reason may be, or if it was termination, and I'll just click on to save. Oh. Oh, where'd it go? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here, but we'll come back to this at the end. But normally you can do the final pay calculation, which shows you how their final pay is calculated, and that just puts it into the pay run for you. We'll come back to this one. I'm not sure why that's been grayed out. If I just go back into employee settings and click under HR settings, so this is the human resource settings that come built into the system. So basically, it allows you for each employee to put in information about their work permit. So it allows you to free type text under each one, contract review, performance review, future learning, development, and learning and training. Just wait for that to open up. So you can free type text under all of these, and you can also set up different reminders as well. So when you set up a reminder into here, what it looks like is a post-it note. So when you log into your Crystal Payroll, it'll come up as a little post-it note reminder. So for example, if someone's work visa is due to expire, it will just come up. It will just come up as a reminder. So I'll just show you how that looks like. Cool. So the next one I'm going to jump into is the process of pay section, and then we'll jump into the report center after that. So what it looks like to process a pay, which I guess is the most important part. So if I just click onto time and income. So at the moment, we're on a weekly pay period from the week of the 2nd until the 8th. So that's this week. So here I've got my employee, Adam Armstrong. So Adam Armstrong works, I've already pre-populated his default hours, works 8 hours per week. So for example, if I'm all good with that, I'll just click on to approve. And then I have my other employee, Tony Jones. So we can assume that maybe Tony Jones took Tuesday off due to sick leave. So I've already got his default hours in there, but I'll just click onto the day that he worked. and I can click under the action bar and I can click onto sick leave. It will show me how many days he's got entitlement as of which day. So maybe he might take unpaid leave, and I can write in a little note that he might have called in sick on this day. If he was away and he doesn't have it, he's not entitled to sick leave. The other different types of leave, there are other different types of leave that you can select from here. So he might have been away on bereavement leave, or any of these types of leave. So I'll just leave that onto there for a minute. So once I'm all good with Tony's week, I'll click on to approve. And I'll just show you what it looks like for a casual employee. So we've got Kate Jones, who's a casual employee. So she doesn't have any set hours. So what I'll do is I'll put in the hours for her. So on Monday, she might have worked from 8:30 until 5 with a 30-minute break. I can also select what department she worked in. So she worked in sales and marketing in the Auckland branch. So I'll just click on to save for that one. And then the next day she worked from 12 p.m. until 5. And I'll just click on to save. And then on Wednesday, yesterday, she worked from 9 a.m. until 12. And she worked in the admin section. So once I'm all good with that, I'll just click on to approve. So for this pay period, I've only got those 3 employees that worked this week. And I'll just click on to take home pay. So what this is going to do is going to show me a breakdown of each of the employees' pay, what their take-home pay is that for that pay period. So you can flick through between them. And then you can either approve all if you don't want to go through that all in detail, or you can approve one by one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to approve all. So once I've approved all, that's completed the pay period of 75 for me. So that's this pay period from the 2nd till the 8th. And 2 days from when I've approved that, that's when it's going to process the payday filing. And then I can also email and export all the employees' payslips towards their email. So if I've got Tony doesn't want a copy of his payslips, but Adam and Kate do, I'll just click on to send from here, and that will send them a copy of their payslip straight to their email. So now that I've completed this pay period, all the reports will be available for this pay period. So I'm just going to click back onto home. The good thing about Crystal Payroll is if you made any error in regards to your pay period, you can also create a one-off pay period. So if somebody comes back and says, "Oh, we might have accidentally missed something out," I'll just click on that pay period, and that will create a 75.1. So I don't need to go back in and alter everyone else's pay. I can just go back in and change that one pay period. Let's just move that back. And if I just click onto Report Center, so there are lots of different reports that you can run from here, but the first one I'm going to talk about is the IRD filing, the payday filing. So if I just click onto that, we have a live payday filing dashboard. So we believe we're the only payroll system that has a two-way integration with the IRD. So we don't only send over the information, we also retrieve the information, which is good because what it does is it picks up any discrepancies if there are any from the IRD. So if anything comes back from the IRD, you can see it on this end. So ideally it would say submitted for all of you. I haven't set authentication because it is a demo account, but you would or your payday filing would say submitted, and you can click onto them further and further to find more detail. So just to go through different types of reports that you can generate, you've got your, you can also generate your IR348 and your IR345. And then you've got your pay slips that you can run. So I'll just show you what one of the pay slips looks like. You can export and you can import all of these into your accounting package as well. You can also run a trial balance, which can also be date-based or pay period-based. So I can maybe choose to do that from the 1st of November until today and generate that. Cool. And then there are a lot of different reports that you can set up. So we'll go through this in the questions and answers if anyone wants me to show a particular one. So there's a lot of different ones. So you've got your payslip list, payslip summary, direct payment schedule. So how payment schedule works is you can download a CSV file, and then you can download a CSV file and upload that into your online banking. Then you've got your company analysis where you can talk about your leave, you can generate reports for leave taken, future leave analysis, leave entitlement analysis and summary, and then pay rate analysis, certificate of earnings, student loan deductions, and PAYE deductions. And then you can also generate all these different reports as well. So this is how you can send the file over to Reckon as well. So you've got your accounting analysis, general ledger analysis, and then you can click on send to Reckon through here. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just take some questions and I'll get Lynn, my manager, to come in on the line and just help us to answer some of them. So can we open up the microphone or? So I've got the questions through here. Sorry, I've just read them.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yep, I think so, Lynn.
Okay. Hi, my name is Lynn. Sorry for jumping in. When Ron was doing the demo earlier, and actually, what happened is in the company setting, Ron, can you click company settings, just
Yep.
follow my direction.
Yep.
And then if you want to set up the Reckon integration, you go to import export. And then here you select Reckon, and then once you select Reckon, and then you can set up the general ledger code based on what you have set up in, we can't show you here, it will ask you to go to the Reckon site. So once you go to the Reckon site, there's another Windows will populate for you where you can select all the GL code. Ron, can you jump into another demo account for the Reckon demo account, please?
Yep.
Okay, go company setting, import export, and then click setup general ledger. Just continue. And then this is where it will prompt you to log into Reckon. So once you log into Reckon, all your setup in Reckon, all the GL code that you set up will be pulled into Crystal Payroll, and then you just select which one you want to use. And then once all this is done, and then you can send, after you finalize the pay, you can send file to Reckon online without have to download or anything. The integration with Reckon is through API, so it's through a secure server as well. So it will send all your account, the information you need for your double entry into Reckon. So there will be no double handling of data that you have entered. Can we hear actually people's question?
No, we can't. So I think that they're going to ask questions at the end. So at the end
Okay.
of what we want to present. Yeah.
Yeah, open question.
I'm trying to figure out.
That's okay. I can
Oh,
just
there we go.
sorry. Hi, it's Andrea from Reckon. I'm just opening the questions.
Yeah.
There should be questions on the webinar panel, but there seems to be no questions at this stage. But if anyone who's attending at the moment want to submit their questions now, while we've got Lynn and Rand here. So to submit your questions, there's a question box within the webinar panel. Okay, it looks as though there's no questions at this stage. If they have any questions, say after this webinar, how do they go about asking you questions?
Send to sales@crystalpayroll.co.nz
Perfect.
or give
Excellent.
us a call at 0800 799 899.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so I think we'll just wrap up the webinar. If there's anything else, Lynn or Rand, that you wanted to say before we wrap up.
I'm okay. Thank you so much for your time. And if you've got any questions, just feel free to send us an email and we'll respond to them individually. So go from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rand, for your presentation today. And thank you, Lynn, for joining us for the questions. It was really great to have you both for Crystal Payroll and just see the integration with Reckon.
No worries. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Thank
having us.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
No
you.
Bye-bye.
worries. Bye.
Bye.